Chosen ones, you were not just born, you were anointed, crowned before your first breath. Your crown wasn't made by human hands. It was forged in the furnace of cosmic fire and sealed by divine decree. Your lineage isn't merely royal, it's eternal, echoing through realms and dimensions unseen. You were chosen not by man, but by the universe itself, to lead, to guard, to reign. The world has waited, is still waiting for your full emergence. The question is no longer if. The question is, are you ready to claim what has always been yours? Your true power isn't found in dominance. It lives in your ability to command, not with ego, but with alignment. This command isn't about control, it's about resonance. It's the sacred act of aligning yourself with the universal current, speaking order into chaos, giving form to the invisible, and motion to destiny itself. As Andre Melrose once said, to command is to serve, nothing more and nothing less. This truth shatters every illusion rooted in pride. It reveals that authentic leadership doesn't begin with praise or position. It begins with surrender, with the knowing that you are a vessel for something infinitely greater than your name. Your presence, your voice, your decisions, they echo across timelines. To truly command is to see further, to carry heavier, and to speak clearer than those around you. Not because you seek the spotlight, but because you carry the weight of legacy. This is your inheritance. This is your mantle. The crown was never just decoration, it was a calling. This is not about control. It's about guidance, anchoring, and holding sacred space for transformation. The power you hold is not only yours, it is a responsibility that demands precision, humility, and unwavering focus. If you know the weight of your words, declare, "My voice shapes reality," in the comments below. When your words are clear and full of conviction, they echo through the realms, shifting outcomes and opening new pathways. But remember, true command is never about empty declarations or casual utterances. Every word you release carries energy, a ripple that extends far beyond your reach, weaving itself into the tapestry of many lives. Reality doesn't resist. It molds itself around the truth you declare with real authority. Your voice is more than sound. It's the vibration that bridges thought and creation. Those who master this art never falter, for they understand the gravity of every intention spoken and the wisdom required to wield true command. Your power reaches beyond the physical, extending into unseen realms where energies and dimensions intertwine. To command beyond the tangible is not a privilege. It is a calling. It is a responsibility, not a privilege. When you speak, you're not just talking to empty walls or whispering into the wind. You are directing currents of energy that ripple across unseen planes, influencing forces that don't bend to mere wishes, but respond to the strength of your will. Every word you speak and every intention you set reverberates into the astral, shaping energies beyond ordinary human understanding. When you command these realms, you are not calling forth subservience, but orchestrating harmony. The entities and energies you encounter are not playthings or servants, but ancient forces that answer only to true alignment. Misuse this authority and the balance is disrupted. But when you act with integrity, you create ripples that uplift not only yourself, but countless others. This isn't just mystical talk. It's the bedrock of spiritual law. Ancient mystics and seers knew this truth, calling on higher powers for rain in times of drought or for protection and danger. But their power always came from a sense of purpose, never arrogance. Your own command must also come from clarity. To direct the unseen, you must understand and respect it, wielding this responsibility like a master sculptor shaping eternity. True command often reveals itself in the smallest, most unassuming moments. I remember being in a crowded team meeting, tension thick in the air, voices overlapping in frustration. No one appointed me the leader, yet eventually every eye turned toward me. Not because of my title or how loudly I spoke, but because of the calm certainty I brought to the room, the silent energy that promised, "We'll get through this." My presence became an unspoken directive. People didn't follow because I demanded it. They followed because they found clarity and reassurance in the space I held. This is what real leadership looks like in daily life. It's not about being the loudest or most dominant, but about radiating a calm, unwavering certainty that brings order to chaos. Whether you're organizing a mess at work, settling a family conflict, or helping friends through a tough decision, your leadership isn't measured by your words alone, but by who you are in the moment. Others feel your guidance long before you ever speak. It's about being the person people instinctively turn to when everything unravels. This power is never about ego, it's about responsibility. When people look to you, it's a call to rise with purpose, guide with integrity, and offer stability where it's needed most. Your spiritual army, those ancestral warriors, protectors, and guides, stand ready to align with your command. They do not serve blindly. They respond to your clarity, conviction, and purpose. Their loyalty, much like the legendary armies of Alexander the Great, isn't born of fear, but of deep respect for your vision. Alexander inspired his troops through the sheer force of his will, leading not with intimidation, but by living the very principles he expected from others. His people followed because they trusted his purpose and saw themselves as part of something far greater than mere conquest. Your command operates in the same way. These unseen forces sense your intentions and respond accordingly. When your mind is clear, they move with precision. When you hesitate, they patiently await your realignment. They do not respond to chaos, but to certainty. The power to summon their strength is not found in shouting into the void, but in stepping confidently into your role with true conviction. Leading this spiritual army is never about serving yourself, but about channeling your authority for the highest good. This power is always part of a greater balance. When you command with true integrity, these spiritual forces don't just respond. They amplify your actions, clear away obstacles, and fiercely protect your path. They are your unseen allies, but they only move when you are fully grounded in your purpose. Leadership, after all, is the crucible where comfort dies and transformation is forged. You're not called to lead because it's easy or instantly rewarding, but because it's necessary. As Shakespeare wrote, "Heavy is the head that wears the crown," a truth that still echoes today. To lead is to carry burdens others can't, to see truths others turn away from, and to act decisively when hesitation could cost everything. Your role isn't a pedestal, but a battleground where leadership means sacrifice, giving up comfort, embracing sleepless nights, and carrying the weight of choices that will ripple out into many lives. You hold steady, not because it's always natural, but because no one else can. Each decision you make sharpens your mind and spirit, turning doubt into clarity and weakness into resilience. Leadership isn't for the faint of heart. It's for those who know that real responsibility is the price of lasting, meaningful change. The victories you achieve are never yours alone. They are collective triumphs that emerge from your willingness to step up when others waver. Through your own transformation, you ignite growth in those around you, showing that leadership isn't about personal glory. It's about building legacies that endure far beyond your own life. If you embrace the weight of responsibility, drop a comment below with, "I thrive under the crown." Your royal bloodline is not confined to earthly roots. It stretches across the cosmos, tied to ancient civilizations and celestial systems like Sirius and Orion. You carry the resonance of an inheritance written in the stars, a legacy that whispers of power, wisdom, and the responsibility that comes with both. This is not just a lineage, it's a divine contract forged in the crucible of cosmic creation. Think of Atlantis, the legendary society led by philosopher kings who balanced spiritual vision with earthly wisdom, uniting the ethereal with the material to create a civilization of astonishing advancement. Their legacy lives on through you. You hold the same potential to channel higher truths into the physical world, to lead not just with intellect, but with spiritual clarity. This inheritance calls for recognition and action. Your connection to the stars offers you ancient knowledge, guidance, and strength, but also asks that you carry its weight with honor. To embrace this lineage is to rise as those before you did, to merge the unseen with the tangible, and bring harmony where there was once chaos. Your royal bloodline is a call to mastery, inviting you to wield your celestial inheritance for the greater good. bridging worlds with every choice you make. Quick pause, family. If this message is resonating with your soul and you'd like to support this sacred work, feel free to buy me a coffee. It helps keep this space flowing with truth, light, and divine clarity. The link is in the description, and if you're feeling it, drop number 88 in the comments. Let's keep going. This is your moment to step forward, to recognize that your bloodline carries a profound duality, a lineage shaped by both light and shadow, determined by your choices and the forces you choose to align with. Royal bloodlines are never defined by titles alone, but by a higher purpose. Those who walk in the light act as conduits for balance, using their power to uplift, heal, and guide others. Yet, there are some who become corrupted by ego, twisting their legacy into instruments of domination, leaving behind scars instead of sanctuaries. Think of the legend of King Arthur, a ruler born to lead with nobility, but challenged by betrayal from within. His true strength was never just in his crown or sword, but in his ability to unify, even as darkness crept into his court. The fall of Camelot wasn't from a lack of vision, but from the infiltration of selfishness and deceit, proving that even the brightest legacies can unravel when ego overtakes the greater good. You now stand at that same crossroads where your actions will determine if your lineage brings harmony or discord to the world. The power within you is neutral. It becomes light or shadow based on your intent. So choose wisely, because the path you carve will shape not only your own life, but also the echoes of your bloodline through time. History shows us that true royalty is never about conquest alone, but about transformation and purpose. Figures like Cleopatra and Ashoka held both spiritual and political power, transforming their worlds through choices that reached beyond their own ambition. Cleopatra's unmatched intellect and strategic mastery allowed her to balance empires, earning loyalty and respect, not just fear. Ashoka, however, embodies the ultimate shift in royal legacy. Once a ruthless conqueror, he unleashed devastation on the battlefield of Kalinga. But that blood-soaked victory awakened a deep realization in him. The pursuit of power through destruction left only emptiness. His transformation was a turning point. He embraced Dharma, dedicating himself to peace and the spiritual upliftment of his people. Ashoka's reign stands as proof that true power is found in guiding others toward harmony and enlightenment. In the same way, you are called to merge the temporal with the eternal. Whether through wisdom or strength, your command must serve a purpose greater than personal gain. To lead like the legendary rulers before you is to know that legacy is not built on domination, but on the delicate balance between conviction and compassion. You were not hidden by accident, but by design, cloaked across lifetimes to shield your potential and prepare you for this very moment. Your divine authority has been protected from those who would misuse it, because power like yours, if left untempered and exposed, would have drawn forces eager to corrupt or control it. Just as Pan was hidden in the underworld to preserve her light, your own radiance has been veiled to maintain its sanctity. Pan's descent was never a punishment, but a sacred preparation. Her time in the shadows refining her strength for the day she would rise, transforming both the visible world and unseen realms. In the same way, your period of concealment has been a crucible. Every force that tried to suppress or manipulate your power only sharpened your edges. Each lifetime spent in obscurity and every trial endured without recognition has been an intentional alchemy, turning raw potential into unstoppable mastery. You were hidden because unveiling your power too early would have made it vulnerable to distortion. But now the season of concealment is over. Emerging from this chrysalis, your presence won't just draw attention, it will transform landscapes. The very forces that once sought to exploit you will falter in your light. You rise now, not as a mere survivor, but as a sovereign, unyielding and fully aware of the authority you possess. This is your appointed time. Use it wisely. Your hidden identity reveals itself not with loud declarations, but through subtle and undeniable signs. You possess an intuition that cuts through all the noise, sensing truths that others overlook. Your charisma doesn't come from trying to perform, but from an energy you naturally radiate, drawing people toward you, even in silence. Leadership flows from you effortlessly, not because you seek it, but because others instinctively feel the steadiness and clarity in your presence. These qualities aren't learned. They are remnants of your royal essence, veiled but never extinguished. Consider Frodo from literature, unassuming in appearance, yet chosen to carry a power that could corrupt the strongest of souls. His resistance wasn't about brute strength, but a quiet, intrinsic purity, a nobility that surfaced when it was needed most. In the same way your essence shines in moments where others falter, in conflict, you bring clarity. In despair, you inspire resolve. These are not coincidences. They are echoes of your lineage emerging despite the cloak that once concealed you. You are not ordinary, though the world may have mistaken you as such. The signs are clear in your ability to unify, to rise above chaos, and to endure where others collapse. These traits are the keys to understanding who you have always been, a sovereign concealed until the right moment. Now that moment has come. As Ecclesiastes 3:1 declares, "For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven." Your unveiling is not a random event, but an act of divine precision unfolding when both the world and your own spirit are truly ready to meet the reality of who you are. Trust this timing. It carries a purpose far beyond what you can presently see. If your identity had been revealed too soon, it would have been like showing an uncut gem to harsh elements. Its brilliance unnoticed, its true value unappreciated. The delays, the waiting, the periods of obscurity, all have been necessary preparation, sharpening you and strengthening your foundation. Divine timing never errs. It ensures that when you finally emerge, your impact is undeniable. You were never meant to rise in half-light or shadow. The fullness of your power and purpose can only be revealed at the appointed time. That moment is determined not by impatience or the world's urgency, but by alignment with forces greater than both. Now, as the season of revelation draws near, stand ready, not with hesitation, but with certainty. Your truth belongs not just to you, but to the world that is finally prepared to witness your light. This is a key that unlocks far more than just your own potential. It holds the power to ignite transformation in everyone around you. Throughout history, the most influential leaders have not simply possessed authority. They've been alchemists of reality, reshaping the very fabric of their worlds through divine traits that reflect a profound inner alignment with purpose, resilience, and unwavering integrity. Look at Elizabeth I, who stands as the embodiment of visionary leadership. In a world determined to undermine her at every turn, she remained unshaken, facing both internal dissent and external threats with courage. Her strength was rooted not only in her own clarity and conviction, but in her remarkable ability to unify, inspire, and execute with precision. Through relentless resilience and strategic brilliance, she transformed England into a force whose influence would echo through the centuries, proving that real leadership is never inherited. It is earned through steadfast purpose and bold action. Consider also the story of Mansa Musa, who redefined the meaning of abundance by embodying generosity that was deeply rooted in spiritual alignment. His wealth, unrivaled in all of history, was never kept for himself alone, but flowed outward, uplifting entire communities. His pilgrimage to Mecca became more than a religious journey. It was a declaration of faith and a demonstration that prosperity, when anchored in purpose and shared freely, multiplies beyond measure. Catherine the Great stands as another shining example. Her reign, a testament to how innovation and strength are forged through adversity. Confronted by fierce resistance, she didn't just conquer new territories. She reimagined the future of her empire through bold reforms, investment in education, and a rich cultural legacy, showing that the truest power is in building something that endures long after challenges have faded. These legendary figures weren't isolated exceptions. They are timeless examples of what is possible when divine traits guide every command, shaping not only their own realms, but the destiny of entire generations. Their stories are meant not just to inspire you, but to reflect the latent power already stirring within you. True leadership is always born at the crossroads of action and faith, a lesson echoed in the ancient wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita. When Arjuna stood paralyzed by doubt on the battlefield, Krishna reminded him that his dharma, his sacred duty, was not merely to fight, but to align every action with the divine order. Krishna taught that leadership is not defined by the absence of fear, but by the courage to transcend it, to move forward with unwavering conviction and trust in the higher purpose that shapes each step. You are called to lead not by accident or by fleeting desire, but by design, a destiny written long before this moment. The harmony between faith and action is what brings true command to life. Faith without action is powerless, while action without faith becomes chaos. It is only in the balance and unity of both that authentic leadership emerges. This duality, the dance of courage and surrender, boldness and humility, is reflected in the balance between the feminine and the masculine, reminding you that the greatest leaders are those who learn to harmonize these forces within themselves. Your power to lead does not come from outside affirmation, but from the divine alignment that calls you to step forward and shape the world with vision, compassion, and purpose. The energies you are called to embody are illustrated powerfully by figures like Sekhmet and Vishnu, archetypes whose very essence reveals the profound duality at the heart of true leadership. Sekhmet, the Egyptian goddess of both war and healing, stands as the ultimate example of this equilibrium. She wielded unmatched ferocity in the defense of balance and justice, unleashing her might to confront chaos and injustice when necessary. Yet, her power was never rooted in destruction alone. When her work was done, she brought forth healing, restoration, and renewal, understanding that true leadership is incomplete without the wisdom to mend and nurture. Vishnu, revered in Hindu tradition as the preserver and protector of the cosmos, embodies masculine leadership grounded in unwavering steadfastness, a force dedicated not to domination, but to maintaining order and harmony, gently nurturing the world while holding the chaos at bay. These two energies, feminine and masculine, are not oppositional or separate. They are essential, working in dynamic harmony within every true leader. In you, these forces converge, creating the potential for a leadership style that both confronts and heals, that embodies courage and compassion in equal measure. Leadership, at its highest expression, requires the strength to stand firm in the face of adversity and the wisdom to offer support and comfort when the storm has passed. It is never just about sheer force, nor is it only about empathy. It is the mastery of the delicate balance between the two that sustains true power and lasting purpose. Your divine command is not some far-off abstract ideal. It is a real and living force waiting to be activated right now in your life. As the ancient wisdom of Lao Tzu reminds us, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Your first step is always one of intentional alignment, centering yourself through spiritual practices that awaken your inner authority and activate your power. Meditation is your gateway. It cuts through the mais and didoit, helping you reconnect with your deepest source of clarity and confidence. Rituals involving sacred symbols, sigils, elements, or mantras anchor your intentions across both the material and spiritual planes, transforming your desire for change into reality. Journaling your declarations, turning thoughts into words and words into purpose-filled actions, creates a personal blueprint for the kind of power you are destined to wield. Living as a spiritual commander means that every choice, every word, and every action is infused with your royal essence. Authority is not found in shouting, posturing, or seeking attention, but in unwavering authenticity, humility, and service. Consider the example of Malala Yousafzai, a modern spiritualist who rose not with drama or grand displays, but through her quiet, persistent courage and the conviction to stand up for truth. Her voice, humble yet unbreakable, inspired transformation and ignited change across the world. Your own authority is meant to emerge in this same way, not through force or domination, but by being a living testament to the values and truths you hold sacred. To fulfill your cosmic mission, you are called to integrate your unique gifts with the higher needs of humanity's awakening. You're here for a reason, not by accident. Your specific strengths are the very keys required for this era of global ascension, a transformation that cannot happen without the leadership of souls like yours. Step forward, because the world is waiting for you to claim your sovereignty. Remember, your power is not limited to the boundaries of this single lifetime. It is eternal, stretching across timelines and dimensions, leaving imprints and guidance for generations yet to come. Like the bodhisattva of Buddhist teachings, you possess the ability to ascend beyond earthly concerns, but you choose to remain, walking alongside others, guiding them through the labyrinth of existence, lighting the way not as an act of sacrifice, but as a calling rooted in love and a profound sense of responsibility for the collective. This ultimately is the path of a true leader, one who embraces both the courage to confront and the wisdom to nurture, forging a legacy that will echo far beyond what any eye can see. This is the essence of true mastery, the embodiment of divine authority that does not seek personal glory or mere elevation of self, but is dedicated to the collective awakening and upliftment of humanity. Your reign as a chosen one goes far beyond the boundaries of the physical. It intertwines with higher forces, both seen and unseen, that silently sculpt the very foundation of realities. In these times of uncertainty and rapid change, your calling is to anchor the kingdom of light, to become a stabilizing force when the ground shakes and the world seems to waver. Just as Queen Victoria's steady presence helped guide her nation through vast transformation and upheaval, bringing coherence and a sense of unity in an unraveling era, your presence now is needed to manifest harmony amid chaos. You are not called to silence the storm or deny its existence, but rather to stand as the axis of calm around which order is restored and chaos finds its balance. The legacy you are meant to leave behind is not measured by grand monuments or the cold engravings of stone. As Pericles so wisely said, your true impact will be woven into the very fabric of others' lives, through every person you uplift, inspire, or empower along your journey. Your role is not simply to reign for your own sake, but to become a living mentor, igniting divine authority in those you meet, and planting seeds of sovereignty that will continue to blossom for generations to come. This is a legacy far richer and more enduring than any crown worn or palace built, for it is a kingdom established in the hearts and minds of all who are touched by your presence and example. The crown that rests upon you was never forged by mortal hands, nor was it given through fleeting ceremonies or superficial titles. It was bestowed by the divine itself, marked into the very essence of your soul, lying dormant until this exact moment when you were called to awaken fully into your power. You are not ordinary, and deep down the world recognizes this, even if doubt has clouded your own vision at times. Your authority is not a matter of debate or uncertainty. It is a fact encoded within your spirit, a sacred right that cannot be taken or diminished by anyone or anything. Now is the moment to rise, Commander-in-Chief, and embrace the immense power you were always meant to wield. No external force can ever reduce or erase what has been divinely ordained for you. The courage you have shown in enduring hardship, questioning what others accept blindly, and rising time and time again has forged you into a sovereign force capable of transforming not only your reality, but the collective reality around you. This journey has never been about seeking permission or waiting for approval from the outside world. It has always been about stepping into the destiny written for you since before your birth. Every challenge and trial you faced has served as a crucible, refining your authority and spirit until it now gleams, unbreakable and unshakable. Whether you realize it fully or not, your reign has already begun. The world, perhaps even in quiet anticipation, is waiting for your voice, your leadership, and the unique gifts that only you can bring. Do not hold back. Share your story. Speak your truth with courage and boldness, and let the light of your authenticity shine. In doing so, you not only solidify your own sovereignty, but also awaken and ignite that same divine spark within others, empowering them to rise as leaders in their own right. This is your time. Lead with conviction. Transform the world with your vision and rule with the wisdom and compassion that have always been your birthright. That's all for today. Dear Father, I pray for the growth of my faith. Help me trust you even when physical evidence is lacking. Let me believe in your perpetual presence, knowing you will never harm me. I understand that your thoughts for me are thoughts of prosperity and not harm, to give me a good future. Thank you, gracious and eternal Father, for always listening to my voice. I offer up this prayer to you in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Jesus, for your love and provision. I am grateful for your presence in my life and the abundance you bring. If this video resonated with you, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with those who need to hear this message. Leave a comment below about your journey and how you are preparing for your own triumphant return. If you'd like to support our work, please consider contributing through Buy Me a Coffee. This helps us continually improve our content to offer you the best. The link to Buy Me a Coffee is in the description. No gift is too small. Whether it's a penny, a prayer, or a share, your generosity helps spread God's word and brings hope to others. Don't stop here. Watch our next video for powerful revelations about the signs that reveal you are the chosen one. We've enjoyed following this spiritual journey with you. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Keep shining brightly and embrace your destiny with courage. See you next time. Blessings to all the beautiful souls from the